Hello everyone, my name is Ya-Wen Shih. I'm from Cheng University in Taiwan. Via thesis design, I try to argue time. As far as I'm concerned, it means how architecture reveals the rhythm of different aspects. For example, the time of the nature, the time of the living beings, and so on. At the present stage, I come up with a design of lighthouse as foundation and insert a bird-watching program as the relative event. Between them, time is somehow revealed. Now, let's rewind to where I began. The guide of our studio team is oriented to research lab. In this school year, measurement is the main idea. Establishing a different value from the new thesis of the measurement between people and the environment, materials and the architecture. At first, I start from a series of experiments. By operating my handmade installations, I found my point of view of time and comprehended the method of how to integrate different time rhythms with a regular foundation. My installations are on the basis of pinhole imaging. With the shutter in front, I could control the length of exposure time. Two film holders on both sides, one for output, the other for input, could record the results of different parameters. After analyzing the results, you could see that time is somehow revealed between film and film. Next, I have another experiment, which helps me choose the site and locate my design. My site is chosen on the northernmost coast of Taiwan, a city named Keelung. It's a place with multiple time rhythms. The tributary of Colosseum Current brings rich nutrition that cause good harvest of catch every season. Located on the transitional area between ocean and land, Keelung also affected by the sea level changes, monsoons, and so on. Plus its geographical conditions, Keelung receives migratory birds from the north year after year. Since the rhythms of Keelung are very complicated and sundry, I drew them all into a notation. According to this, I could actually posit my design, which is at the intersection of all the time rhythms. He stayed in this lighthouse year after year. On weekdays, he sat under the tower, guarding the passing boats. Every day before the sun set, he felt the changing of the wind, so he knew it's time to light up the ocean. Before dawn, the metal skin of the tower became freezing and awakened him. He looked down when the lights were shut down. The shadow of the tower gradually approached the level below, and they overlap at the autumn equinox. For the reason that he noticed, the day of watching migratory birds is here. On an autumn afternoon, he booked a visit and drove from the city to the port. From a distance, he could vaguely see two towers on the hill. Next to the container port and at the foot of the mountain, he got rid of his vehicle and started to be on foot. The huge container crane on the side of the journey seemed to be within reach. Passing by the original lighthouse, he saw his destination. The line between the two towers apparently defined the mountain ridge. go up along the valley, he entered a narrow opening on the mountain wall. The more he went forward, the brighter the tunnel became. At the end, he saw the sea wall of the harbor. He has never viewed the city in this way. The oncoming wind carries the breath of the ocean. Walks along a strip of light on the ground. He saw a horizontal rod that separates the sky and the sea. After crossing the light on the floor, he entered the space of bird watching. From top to bottom, he saw the sky, cliffs, and coast, which are the habitation of different species. At night, in a small space with single bed, he gradually fell asleep. In the early morning, he was awakened by a beam of sunlight. Facing a horizontal opening towards the port, he washed his face and saw the ferry entering, as if it was close at hand. When he reached the birdwatching space of the residential birds, the red leaves of the treetops made him realize that he was on the sloping field with a valley below. At the corner, he encountered the lighthouse keeper and be invited to the tower. During the ascent, he found that one side of the copper staircase was badly rusted. Through a slit, he saw the inner harbor of Keelung Port. Continued to go up, passing through the roof. He felt the salty taste of the sea breeze, and realized that the rust on the specific side was caused by it. Looking at the sea wall, facing the sea breeze, he experienced the city in a whole new way. The vertical lighthouse, as the basis of all the time rhythms, regularly follows the sun. As for the horizontal, since the environmental differences caused by the ocean and the mountain ridge not only affect the direction of the wind but vegetation, I added bird watching as the relative rhythm. On the windward side, the migratory birds arrive in spring and leave in autumn. On the leeward side, the residential birds thrive in summer. The time rhythms of different dimensions and aspects are cross-referenced to form an unconventional value of measurement in architecture, which is the intersection of time.